Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Amanda, and today I'm going to show you how I make turkey stock, a gluten-free pie baked oatmeal, and also a gluten-free fig cake. On Saturday, I made a turkey for my family. It was about like a 14-pound turkey. It was delicious. I did not want to waste anything from the turkey, so I pulled all the meat off, put that in a bowl, also froze some, and then I saved all the bones and all the skin from the turkey. And I put it in a Ziploc bag and I stuck it in the freezer. Well, I decided this morning I wanted to go ahead and make some turkey stock and just get it out of the way. So early in the morning, probably around like 5 a.m., I pulled this out of the freezer. It's still a little frozen, but I really wanted to get a start on this because I know we're going to be needing some soup here soon because we're, in the middle of September now, and I just want to be prepared. So I want to go ahead and make some turkey soup. I also froze some turkey meat from the turkey that I made this Saturday, and I put that in a Ziploc bag so that is ready to go for when I am ready to make some turkey soup. And we're going to go ahead and add 12 cups of water, and this is a 7-quart Dutch oven that I am using. When I make chicken stock, I normally do a good amount, like 16 to 18 cups of water, but because this is so large and still frozen, I did not want to have any accidents of stuff spilling out the side or a big mess to clean up, because sometimes I'm horrible with eyeing out what pots and pans to use. I probably should have got my giant silver pot and put this in, but this still worked out perfectly towards the end. And so I turned it up to high so that way I could start loosening up all the bones because it still was frozen. I tried to pull apart as much as I could, but it still was really frozen. I also flipped it over so that way the bottom would be on the top and the top would be on the bottom, so that way it could loosen that up as well, because I wanted to completely flatten this out as best as possible so that way it would really get all the good flavor from the bones. I probably should have put my apron on earlier. It always happens. Sometimes I'm like, okay, let's just get into the kitchen. Let's start getting everything going. And it's definitely an apron kind of day. I got a lot to get done. So I'm grabbing a bowl so when I make my gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal, that way we have that out and ready. And I want to go ahead and try to loosen up more of these bones here. I really want to try to flatten it as best as possible so that way it cooks nicely and I really get all that good flavor from all the bones. On Friday, my husband and I went to Costco and we found a new light there. I was so happy with it. My husband installed it on Saturday and it's perfect. It has been amazing being in my kitchen again and baking and cooking. I just absolutely love it. I'm so blessed to have a functioning light in my kitchen. Okay, I'm going to start getting all my ingredients out for making the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal, and I absolutely love this oatmeal. It's one of my favorites from all ingredients from Farmers We Know. It's gluten-free. I get this from Costco. I can't complain about it. I really love it. It's gluten-free. So be careful if you are gluten-free that when it comes to oatmeal, oatmeal can be made in a facility where they, make wheat products and things like that. So you definitely have to be very careful when you're gluten-free when it comes to oatmeal. Do your research on it. So when I get oatmeal, I always make sure that it says gluten-free on it. And this brand has no wheat in it. My turkey stock has finally come to a nice boil, so we're going to go ahead and cover it with the lid and we're going to turn it off. And then I'm going to set the timer for an hour. That way it gets all that yummy flavor from the bones. I'm just getting the rest of the ingredients that we need for the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal, and then we can go ahead and start on that. My kids really loved it, so I'm making it again. We're going to use the entire can, 15 ounces of pumpkin puree, and it's gluten-free. I love when pumpkin recipes call for the entire can. It makes it so easy for cleanup. I don't have to worry about freezing it for using it another time. I don't mind freezing stuff like that, but don't get me wrong, but this makes it so easy when you have to just use the entire can. It is perfect. My kids always love being in the kitchen with me. I think every kid does. It's always fun. So I've been lately pulling out the little kids table and stuff for him to pretend like he's being a chef as well, and he loves it. So it's been very entertaining for him lately. And I just try to use little snacks from the pantry that he can pretend like he's making something too, but then that way he can also eat it as well. He loves doing the Cheerios. Those are always fun.
You have my pie?
wear an apron? Here, look, come here. Come here, you want one?
I don't want it.
You don't want that one? Okay. Come here, you want this one? Chef Connor, come here, let's tell you. Like a dinosaur down there. Rawr.
No.
And then watch what you can do.
I want a hat.
Oh yeah? You want a hat? Okay. Look, you put your little thing on here. There you go.
I want it.
You don't want that there? No? Okay. But you want a hat?
I want a hat.
Okay. I love you. Let's get your hat.
Yes.
Okay, ready? Can I get a hug now? Yeah. You gonna put it in there? Do you need help? Do you want some help? Can I help you? You want your hat? All right, go get your hat. You don't want to wear it? You know? Okay. If you love to garden, definitely save your eggshells. We're going to go ahead and add 2 eggs into our bowl. These eggshells are great for your garden. I love to freeze mine until I am ready to bake it. And I will link in the description box down below on how I do that, and there will be a video you can watch. Now add 1 1/4 cup of milk, and you can use whatever milk you would like to use. I am using whole milk. Add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Add 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now mix all your wet ingredients together until they're nicely combined. My kids really loved this. I actually really liked it a lot too. I actually really prefer it when you take a piece of the pumpkin pie baked oatmeal and you put it in a bowl and then you pour in some milk. Lately when I make it, I use about a 1/2 cup of milk. And you heat it for like a minute. It is so tasty. And we have been loving to put cinnamon on top. And it is so, so delicious. It's perfect for breakfast. Now add 2 1/2 cups of oatmeal. Definitely make sure it's gluten-free if you are gluten-free. Add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and this one's gluten-free that I get from Walmart. Add 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then blend it all together. Now if you would like, you can add either chopped pecans into it or chocolate chips. It's your preference. I personally like it just as is because it makes it really nice for breakfast, and my kids like it this way, so I'm not going to alter it. They are happy with it, so that makes me happy. Now we're going to take a 9x13 casserole dish and we're going to spray it nicely with a nonstick spray. That way it makes it easy to scoop it out and also for cleanup time. Now that we have it sprayed very nicely, we can go ahead and take our mixture and pour it into our casserole baking dish. Make sure you scoop out all the goodness in there because you're going to want every last bit of it because it is so tasty. And then once you have it all in there, you're just going to want to take your spatula and flatten the top layer out. Mine came out really nice this time and I did not have to do that. The last time I made it, you can see in the video clip that I made it. I will put that in the description box down below and you can see how I even the top layer out because it was kind of moundful, but this one was really nice. Here's how it looks, and you can see how the top looks really nice and leveled out. And we're going to go ahead and put it in our preheated oven of 350 degrees. And you're going to bake it for 35 to 45 minutes until the edges are slightly brown and your knife comes out clean when checking it. Now that we have that in the oven, we're going to go ahead and start on the gluten-free fig cake. And I'm using my favorite King Arthur's gluten-free measure for measure flour. I love this one. This one does not have wheat in it. Be very careful with the King Arthur gluten-free flours. Some of them have wheat in them. I went and grabbed my vanilla brown sugar fig jam that I make. I will have in the description box down below of how I make that. And this is a 1/2 pint that I am using for this recipe. I went to the other refrigerator in the garage to grab some more eggs to use. I feel like when I go to do a recipe, it's almost like shopping in my house because I have 2 refrigerators, a deep freezer, I have 2 pantries, so it's like making a grocery trip in my house. And so I definitely need to use these eggs up soon, so I'll be doing some more baking and freezing some baked goods so they're already prepped and ready for my kids. So you'll be seeing some more videos popping up of me baking. So we're going to start off by adding the whole jar, that is a half pint, of my vanilla brown sugar fig jam that I make. And again, in the description box down below, I will link the video of how I make it. I have 4 fig trees and I get a lot of figs every summer. And so this last season, I froze a lot of my figs because I couldn't keep up with how many figs we had, and plus it got really busy around my house with my kids, and I had a lot of jam too from last season. Last season we had a lot of figs and I was making a lot of jams last season, so I'm trying to use up some of the jams from last season. And I don't use pectin in my jams that I make. Add 2 eggs. Add a half cup of extra virgin olive oil. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now mix until nice and smooth. Now this jam I made homemade, and if you don't have a homemade fig jam, you can probably try to find a jam yourself somewhere. I'm not sure who would have something this flavor because this is a vanilla brown sugar fig jam that I made. And depending on what flavor fig jam you do use, it will alter the flavor for this cake. So do take that into consideration. Now we're going to add 1 cup of our King Arthur's gluten-free measure for measure flour. Add 3/4 cups of white sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. A half teaspoon of baking soda. And a half teaspoon of salt. Add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm not sure where the video went of me adding it, so it looks like I lost the video clip of me mixing it, but mix until it's all nicely combined. I'm using an 8-inch cake pan, and we're going to go ahead and spray it with some nonstick spray. Spray it nicely, makes it really easy so it pops out. You can use a springform pan if you'd like, but this does work really well. Now go ahead and pour the fig cake batter into the cake pan. And this recipe also does work with regular flour. So if you're not gluten-free, you can just make this with an all-purpose flour and it works perfectly fine. My kids love either way. I like it this way because I can eat it being gluten-free, and it works perfect too with making it in a muffin form. My kids love it that way too. I just wanted to have a gluten-free fig cake so that way I had something for breakfast for myself if I wanted something. Also, my kids love it. My son really loves it. My middle son, he absolutely loves this one a lot. So it's a big hit when I make this. Now we're just waiting on the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal to be done in the oven, and then we can go ahead and pop this one in right afterwards, which is perfectly nice because this one needs to go into the oven at 350 degrees, and the pumpkin pie baked oatmeal is at 350 as well. So we're going to go ahead and check on our turkey stock because it is done. We're going to remove the lid, and that way it can cool down. And once it has cooled down, you don't have to wait until it like completely cools down, but you don't want it to be like scorching hot when you go to transfer it into containers. We're definitely going to let it cool down. The gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal has now been in the oven for 35 minutes and it looks perfect. I'm really happy with it. It smells amazing. I love this one a lot. It's so tasty and delicious, so full of flavor, especially if you're a pumpkin lover. Now we're going to go ahead and put the gluten-free fig cake into the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to bake 35 to 45 minutes until the knife comes out nice and clean. And this one's going to smell amazing too as it bakes. I love the vanilla brown sugar fig jam that I put in it. It's so tasty. It just makes the cake really super nice and moist and full of flavor. We're going to go ahead and let the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal cool down. I did pull out 4 ounces of cream cheese so I can go ahead and make a glaze for the top. The gluten-free fig cake has now been in the oven for a good 30 minutes. It's not done. And now I'm pulling out my containers to go ahead and start putting my turkey stock in them. I like to save my yogurt containers. So that way then I have extra containers for when I need, and especially for something that I don't use very often, like turkey stock. I don't use that very often. So I try to make that like, hey, I know that that's turkey stock. It's going to be easy to pull out when I'm ready to make turkey soup. And I'm using a 1 cup measuring cup and a sifter. So that way I can separate the liquid from the bones and the skin and any little chunks like that. It has now been 35 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and check the gluten-free fig cake. It is very mouthful, it smells delicious. It still feels a little jiggly, so I'm definitely gonna check it with the knife. And my knife did not come out clean, so we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the oven for another good 3 to 5 minutes. The turkey stock has definitely been cooling for a good 35 minutes already now. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on filling up some containers. And this works out perfect using these yogurt containers that I get from Aldi's. I love that, I can wash them up, I can reuse them. It just works really perfect. And we go through a lot of yogurt because of the baking, and then we do yogurt and fruit things for snacks or for breakfast or for dessert. It works out perfect. So I'm just scooping up what I can for the liquid and using the sifter to, strain all the extra things that I do not want to put in the container. This really works out perfect. And then also you can take the measuring cup and push down to make sure you get all the good liquid from the skin, the bones, and all that. So it just really works out perfect. It has now been 40 minutes. I just checked it. It's still coming out a little bit wet, so I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. It's getting close to the end with the turkey stock, and I have a lot of these big bones, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove those first, and then try to get as much as the little pieces out, and then I'm gonna just take the whole thing and pour it into the sifter on top of one of the yogurt containers, and just try to get as much liquid out as I can. There's not a lot right now, but I definitely want to try to fill up the containers as best as possible. Since I'm allergic to gluten and to wheat, when I make turkeys, I don't stuff my turkeys with stuffing. I like to stuff my turkeys with carrots, celery, onions, lemons, depending on what type of flavor I'm really trying to go for. And I do herbs, and I'll do like butter coins between the skin and the meat. And that's so tasty and delicious. So my turkey stock is completely gluten-free, wheat-free. It has now been 42 minutes that the gluten-free fig cake has been in the oven, and it's perfect. It is done. It is definitely ready. It smells amazing, and I cannot wait to have some, and I know my kids can't wait to have it either. We're going to let the gluten-free fig cake cool down before we do any type of icing to it. And I just want to finish getting the last bit of the turkey stock into the containers. I don't want to waste anything, and I really want to fill the containers up. It is so nice that I got 3 nice size containers filled with turkey stock. These are good for up to 3 months in my freezer. And I know I'll be making turkey soup very soon, being that we are in the middle of September. And I know everyone will love the soup. These look so tasty and yummy. The fig cake is still cooling down. The pumpkin pie baked oatmeal is cooled, so we're going to do the icing for that. And I'm going to go ahead and put the other containers away. And that way I can get a little bit more space. So when I go to do the icing for the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal, that one's so tasty. It's so delicious. I mean, they're both really good too. Even the gluten-free fig cake is really tasty too. But, oh, they're really amazing. So we're going to use a coupe bowl to transfer our gluten-free fig cake into. And I'm going to put the more mounded top part on the bottom of the coupe plate so that way it cups it nicely. You can use just a regular plate. It'll work perfectly fine. I just like this one a lot because then when I add the glaze on top, it looks really pretty. The gluten-free fig cake is still nice and warm, so we're going to let this one cool a little bit more. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make the glaze for the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal, and it's really simple and easy. And earlier, I pulled out cream cheese to let it get to room temperature. This is a 4 ounce of cream cheese that I am using, and we're going to go ahead and use 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 4 teaspoons of milk. Now go ahead and mix this all together. Again, like the last time when I made it, I did the spoon first and then I pulled out the electric hand mixer. And I'm actually going to do that too because even though I pulled it out and it was soft, it wasn't soft enough to really mix well with a spoon. So I definitely turned to using the hand mixer and it worked a lot better. It is okay that there's still clumps. We're going to go ahead and scoop it onto the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal. And then we're going to go ahead and just spread it all over. When my kids and I have it with milk and we heat it up, it is really delicious and so tasty. We actually were adding cinnamon to it on the top, and it was so delicious. I highly recommend doing that if you love cinnamon. I ended up using the sifter to try to make it look really pretty and festive and finesse on top, but it didn't work out as well as I had planned. The cinnamon just really fell right through. So you can just use your hands and just kind of, sprinkle it on top. You don't have to. This is definitely very optional, but it was really good. This time, since I've made it, I'm actually going to flash freeze these into slices, so that way I have breakfast ready for other mornings. We have cereal, we have oatmeal, we do overnight oatmeals, we have yogurts, I have waffles, I have muffins, like a lot of stuff really prepped in my freezer. So we're going to flash freeze these until they're completely solid, and then we'll put them in a bag. And that just really helps me in the morning with school. It's so tasty. I didn't want to waste the stuff that came off the spatula. I was going to give it to my son, but he was napping. He loves this too, but it's really tasty. So I am spacing them out on parchment paper on my baking sheet. That way they will do a flash freeze really nice. That way they're not going to be stuck together. They have enough space so I can easily pull them apart. So there's no problem there. Definitely leave some space if you're going to do this as an option. I know that my daughter is probably going to want some either when she gets home or just want it for tomorrow for school in the morning. So I'm definitely going to pull out a slice for her so she can have whenever she wants and it's just ready. There was a lot of little extra crumbs left over, so I just put them all together and just put it in one area and kind of made it as just one. It's a small one, but you can always double that up with another one if you want to in the morning. Here's how it looks for the spacing, and I'm actually going to put some saran wrap on top. I feel like these will take longer to completely be solid, and so I have a feeling it's probably going to take almost all night, and it actually did. It took all night into the morning, and they were completely solid, so I wanted to put the saran wrap on it to really secure it. So in the deep freezer they go, and as soon as they are completely frozen, I will show you how I'm going to wrap them up and store them. The gluten-free fig cake is still cooling down, so I'm actually going to go ahead and start writing on the lids to the container of the turkey stock what they are and the dates. And again, these are good for 3 months. I know I'll be using it sooner than that because we are in the middle of September and I know we're going to get sick soon, so it always happens. But I'm not going to put these in the freezer until they're really nice and cooled down. We're going to go ahead and start on the glaze for the gluten-free fig cake, and we're going to start off with a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and then we're going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of milk. Now mix together. Now this is very optional to add this to the gluten-free fig cake if you would like. You don't have to. It is perfectly tasty without it because I normally don't add it to it when I make it in the muffin form. And I've also done some other ones where it's just like a vanilla glaze or just the powdered sugar glaze. But this one, I altered the taste because it wasn't to where I really wanted it. So I added just a little bit more vanilla extract and a little bit more of powdered sugar. I ended up adding 1 tablespoon and then another tablespoon to kind of just thicken it. And then I added just a little bit more of the vanilla extract, and make this to your personal preference of what flavor you want it to be. And this one you can make nice and smooth because there's no cream cheese in it. And you can add cream cheese if you'd like to it, like I did for the gluten-free pumpkin pie baked oatmeal. You can do that too for this as well if you'd like. I did end up adding a little bit more of the vanilla extract. It wasn't where I wanted it to be. Again, this is such a personal preference of how you want to make the top flavor be. You can really modify it to your liking. I mean, even during fig season, you can have fresh figs on top, but we're definitely not in the peak season of figs anymore. We are definitely done where the leaves are completely falling off. Now we can go ahead and add our glaze over top and just have fun with it. You can drizzle it in any way. You can easily just pour it on top and spread it on if you'd like. Have fun with it. It's your creation. You've made it and enjoy it too. So this makes it really neat and fun for the kids, and it looks fun and tasty and it tastes amazing. And again, have fun with it. So this is how this turned out. Now this one I'm not going to freeze because I have it in the cake form. I mean, you could freeze it up into like slices, but my 2 boys really love this one a lot. So I like this for breakfast in the morning, or if they want it for snack, or if my son wants to take it to school in his lunch, he can do that too. But this one I'm not freezing. I know this will go fast. I'll probably be making more of it because I have a lot of fig jam to use up, but it's so soft and tender and it's just so mouth-watering. It is so delicious. It's so soft and full of flavor. So delicious, especially if you're a fig lover and you have figs in your own backyard and you make your own fig jam. This is really easy to make and such a treat. It was so nice to get this stuff done today, and I know the kids are going to be so happy to have some other options for breakfast in the morning. And I love that I got the turkey stock done and out of the way. They are finally completely solid. I made a bag labeling what they are. I also put that it was gluten-free because you can make these with oatmeal that is not gluten-free. So I don't want to mix that up in case I do make a batch with regular oatmeal that my kids can have. This stuff I can definitely eat, so it makes it nice. And I took parchment paper and I made little squares and I just folded them up into it. Now you can pull these out the night before if you want to have it the next morning and let it just thaw in your refrigerator, or you can just zap it in the microwave with milk in it. And we did one this morning for 2 minutes and 30 seconds and it worked perfectly fine. And I'm actually going to leave some out so I can have some with my son because he likes it, and we're just going to share a bowl of it, and it's so tasty. But thanks guys so much for watching. I will have some videos and some recipes linked in the description box down below. But I hope you guys have a great day, and these are great for 3 months. Please subscribe. Bye guys.